Alright, so today we're going to be looking at the generic off-brand Chinese Gamecube controller clone, and it costs between $5 and $6 from eBay. And here's the original Gamecube controller, so we have something to compare it to. Alright, and they look like pretty identical, but the feel is very different, and I'm going to find out if it's worth it or not to buy this. So here's one that I've already opened, and here's another one I bought, and this is exactly how it comes. It came in with a bag like this, and it comes with its own case, and it looks pretty legit. Obviously, it doesn't look like it's made from Nintendo, but it looks like it could be a retail product. You can see it's got all the information in the back. And I mean, the packaging is actually pretty nice, pretty legit. But how does the actual controller feel? Well, I used it already, and as far as gameplay, it actually feels alright. The build quality is decent. It feels a little light compared to the original Gamecube controller. The biggest difference, obviously, right off the bat, is it doesn't have the Nintendo GameCube logo in the front. Another huge difference is the length, the width and the length of the cable itself. The fake controller is much thinner, much thinner than the original controller length. Width and thickness. And the cables themselves, the imitation controller, the Chinese one, has a much shorter cable. It's about a foot shorter. So if none of those things bother you, then so far, yes, you should still purchase it. For me, when using it, one of the most annoying things is the Z trigger. Here is the Z trigger on a real controller. And now here's the Z trigger on a clone. As you can see, it's much louder, and it's like a hard little button. It doesn't go down at all. It just immediately clicks, which is not a good thing. This one feels a little more satisfying. Another thing is the C stick is bright yellow. I don't know if you could tell that it's really bright yellow on the imitation one, and it has like a bit of an orange tint. That doesn't affect performance at all. It's just one of the differences. But what does affect performance, and might bother you, is how the buttons actually feel. The L and R buttons feel very different as well. On the imitation controller, you press it down and then you feel a slight click. On the original, you press it down, it goes smoothly, and then there's a definite change. Here's the imitation. You hear that spring in there. This one you can't even hear it. The original, and it's very you know when you're pressing it with the original. With this one, not so much. Another thing is the analog stick on this one, it has less spring to it. It's just kind of there. The original, it shoots back strongly. This one, not so much. But as far as gameplay, if you're not playing Melee competitively, this is actually alright. The buttons just feel a lot different. All the buttons, all the face buttons on the original are very satisfying, have that same similar sound. But the imitation one, they're more of a chore to press, especially the B button. They're harder, they go deeper, they're louder. So, with that said, those are all the downsides. And with original controllers getting harder to come by, and them costing upwards of $30 for used, I would say, if it doesn't bother you, pick up one of these. It's only $5 to $6. They come from China, or $7, and you can get it from California. Alright, let me know what you guys think. Hope you enjoyed this review, and thanks for watching.